Welcome to another Optimist Volleyball All-Star interview. I've got Ella Stimpson joining me here from Fargo Shanley. And Ella, thanks for taking some time to join me. Just elaborate on a little bit of your favorite memories from volleyball, whether it was club growing up or with Shanley, anything like that.
hmm Yeah, I would say I have a lot of really good memories from Shanley volleyball, especially my junior season was a really, really fun one. Just the whole team, our culture, the practice, it was so fun. State volleyball both years was probably overall like those are my favorite memories, just getting to do that with a ton of my friends. And then just the competitiveness of the gameplay at state is always super fun.
Yeah, what makes state just so much different than your regular season average game, you would say?
I think it's just the atmosphere, and you have a lot of pride playing for your school, especially at the state tournament, and getting to have it at the Fargo Dome both years that I was able to go was super fun. So a lot of my friends and the students were able to come to the game, and that always makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. What does it mean to just have been selected to this group of other volleyball players that have produced some really good talent?
It means a lot. It's very humbling to get the opportunity to do this, especially represent Shanley. That means a lot. And I think it's super fun to play with all of these girls that I've been able to play against in the past years. So finally get to play with a few of them is going to be really fun.
And you have a teammate coming along with you to this
hmm
series, right?
Yes. Caitlin, I'm so excited to get to play with her. It's going to be so fun. She's probably been on every single volleyball team that I've been on since I was in fifth grade. We played together. So to kind of get to go out with her on this last game is really awesome.
Yeah, definitely. What would be a lesson that you've learned from the game of volleyball overall, whether it's through the coaches or maybe a mentor athlete that you had on
hmm
the team years ago?
I would just say overall just how important like communicating with your teammates is, how but also how that like helps me outside of volleyball, just being open to having conversations even if they're hard. I think that's a really big thing. Um, I would probably say like my coach, both of the Shanley coaches that I had, Alexis Bachmeyer and Taylor Preston, they were both super adamant about communication. So having both of them was always super helpful, and they've taught me a lot of lessons through volleyball.
Yeah. What intrigues you about this format of Optimist Volleyball where you get to meet with a bunch of players that you've probably never seen before?
I think it's kind of fun, especially getting to play with kids that go to Class B, because I know that it's probably pretty different. Just like the gameplay and seeing kind of how they like to do it. So I think that'll be fun. And I think it's just really exciting to, yeah, get to play with girls that I've played against my whole life. So
Definitely. You got any plans coming up for this fall, whether it's college or continuing volleyball or a job, what have you?
yeah, so I'm going to UND and I'm going to be majoring in aviation management. And I'm super excited for that. I think getting started in college is something I'm really looking forward to and getting to learn my major and hopefully, get out into the workforce. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I mean, usually my follow-up question is what attracted you to the school, but UND with aviation just kind of makes
hmm
sense there. So,
Yeah.
what about aviation intrigued you into just going into that?
Well, my dad is a pilot, so I've kind of grown up around that, talking about airplanes, airports, all of the stuff that has to do with kind of aviation. So I think hearing about it and then kind of understanding it a little bit as I've gotten older and traveling a lot, I think that is kind of what drew me into that. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
so cool. Uh, what would some advice be for players that are still going to be at Shanley for the coming years or just volleyball players coming up in general? What would be some advice that you would give them as someone that's been around the game for quite a while?
Don't be afraid of failing or making mistakes because that's just a part of the game and that's how you get better because you get to learn from your mistakes. So, just kind of giving everything you have, even if it means that you could end up failing.
Yeah. And then just getting to be on the court another time this summer, what does it mean to you to just be able to cap off the high school career this summer in a fun way like this series?
It means a lot just getting to kind of end on a really like fun note, getting to play with Caitlin one last time and getting to meet a ton of new people. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and I'm definitely going to miss it. So I think getting like one more game in is something I'm really excited about.
Mhm. And then, did you have any pregame tradition, superstition, whether it was a certain pregame meal that you wanted or a certain song that got you going? Did you have anything like that for game day?
Um, I don't know if there's a ton of superstitions that I have, but I don't know, at Shanley, we always have like a little bit of a dance party before a game. So I feel like that made me, I don't know, I think most teams maybe do that, but we always had to have one before every game. So that's kind of the thing.
Very cool. Well, yeah, a couple of other people have said that maybe there's going to be some dance parties going on for
Yeah,
Optimist
I hope
volleyball.
so.
But we're looking forward to seeing everyone back out on the court. But thank you for joining me, and we're looking forward to seeing you back out there.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, that's Ella Stimpson joining us from Fargo Shanley on the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Show.
Join us here from the Tommy's perspective is Jordyn Tozer here, part of the Optimist Volleyball Series this season. Jordan, for you, your senior year, to get nominated to an All-Star game like this in North Dakota, what does it mean for you?
I mean, it's awesome. It's really the best girls in the state, and it's kind of just fun to think that I'm one of those and I've been nominated to play with all these other girls. So it just really boosts the confidence.
As a particular athlete, what are you most looking forward to moving forward, kind of putting the bow on your high school career, but also your volleyball career here?
I'll just always say that working with Lisa, it's always been fun. It's kind of sad to let that go, but I'm super excited to like have one last time to play volleyball with these girls.
When you saw the roster, was there anyone in particular that you're excited to have on your club for a change that you don't have to, block at the net or dig or just get to know a little bit more?
I'm excited to play with Meredith Rumfo. We played basketball together in like seventh grade for ND Attack, and then they beat us at state, so it'll obviously be fun to be on the same side of the net this time around.
For you, Jordan, when it comes just to volleyball in particular, what's a moment, what's a memory or two that really stands out above the rest?
I'll say sophomore year at state, we were in Bismarck, and it was past our room check. And this is funny to this day, but my room called the younger girls' room, and we were the front desk, and a dog puked, and you need to go pick up the puke. And then right after they hung up, they called us, and they were like, "You'll never believe it! The front desk called us." And we had just told them that it was us like last week because we said we were gonna keep it a truce between our room until I graduated, and they were so mad at us.
When you look at just volleyball, Jordan, if someone's a freshman and wants an opportunity to play at the varsity level or JV and not the freshman, what would be a skill set or something in volleyball that you would say passing, defense in terms of digs, blocks, what would be something that they should continually work on to try to progress their, game to the next level?
I just say work on it all because you never know where you're gonna end up playing on the varsity team. I was outside and then I was right side, then I was the middle, so it's like a bunch of different spots. But if you work on everything, you never like you'll already be ready for those positions.
From a coach, Lisa Strand, what's something that she normally said or something that you're going to take with you, outside of the game of volleyball once you make your way to college?
She always made sure that I was in the right headspace. I would always really get down on myself, especially this year. Just kind of struggling through injury and stuff, but she always made me have a positive outlook on the games and stuff.
Making your way to St. Cloud State, just what made, being a Husky, but also just wanting to continue track and field. What was something that just made, St. Cloud State just be right for both the academics, but also the athletic point of view for you here, Jordan?
I kind of just wanted to get a little away from home, and my dad lives in Minneapolis, so it's an hour away from him, just a little bit closer to them. And then since we don't have a track, I just want to see how like different it is having the facilities and stuff there.
Be a little bit different not having to worry about a gravel road or a paved road, right?
For sure.
Jordan, as you kind of go through here, was there any superstitions, whether it was volleyball or any particular sport for the team or yourself, or was it let's just, get out to warm-ups and see what that first serve kind of lies?
I would always go to Chick-fil-A and get a meal, and then I'd get a tea from Sublime, and I'd always had to put my left shoe on before my right shoe.
Okay. Was the meal at Chick-fil-A and then your tea, was there always the same ones, or did you kind of mix and match throughout the course of the season?
The meal was always the same, but the tea was different every time.
When it comes to just high school in general, what was a class or a subject you really enjoyed learning more about?
Ooh, probably history.
History a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the final thing for me, Jordan, just as a volleyball player, as we alluded to earlier, but what would be some words of advice? You mentioned about the skills and the traits, but what would be some words of advice you like to pass, whether it's a volleyball, track, or basketball, to any athlete on just what you kind of learned through high school that you would like to give to the next generation coming up?
My words would just be make sure you're having fun. It's never that serious. When you make it too serious, then you're not gonna have fun and you're gonna stress over the little things that you don't even need to worry about.
Hey, Jordyn, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck moving forward at St. Cloud State as well, coming up in the fall.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to another Optimist Volleyball All-Star interview. I've got Holland Fitterer from Bismarck Century joining me. Thank you for taking some time.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. First off, just start by telling us some of your favorite volleyball memories, whether it's from club or something growing up, or, I mean, there's plenty of highs to celebrate from this year, I'm sure.
Yeah, two right off the bat I can think of is some club tournaments. My club teams and we went down to Florida and Arizona, which were really fun for a couple weeks. High school season has been a blast this year. Just traveling with my teammates, being on the bus with them, being at practices, and even just hanging outside of practice is just so fun with my teammates. So.
Yeah. And I mean, you have a teammate that's also going to enjoy this experience with you with Addison Clemene. So talk about just being able to have her along for this Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be doing this with her. She's one of my best friends. I've grown up with her, played volleyball with her, and we're going to continue our volleyball journey together next year at Concordia. So we're both really excited about that. But yeah, we get to be together and we get to be with Jamie too, which will just kind of calm our nerves a little bit because it's something we've never done before.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned going on to Concordia and still having your teammate there. So was that designed? Was that just kind of happenstance that it worked like that? How did that all end up working out to have you both at Concordia?
Yeah, it was last spring we both toured the college, but we were both also keeping our options open. I think it just happened that way where we both fell in love with the program and the coaching staff. It wasn't like a I'll go if you go type thing. We both just ended up there and we're so excited to be playing together still.
Yeah, so cool. And then you mentioned having Coach Jamie there with you this summer for Optimist Volleyball. What is that going to do for you guys, just being able to have that familiarity?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing because this is something I've never done before, and these girls obviously. But it'll just be super nice to have her there. I know her coaching style. She knows my playing style. So that just helps a ton. And I feel like it's easier for me to grow as a player when she's with me.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know why my video keeps going on here on the screen. We'll just we'll work with it.
Yeah.
But continuing on, just what does it mean to be selected to this team right here with a bunch of other talented players?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. I'm so excited. And a lot of these girls, I've heard of their names. I've seen a few of them play, but I've never played with them or been teammates with them. So I think that'll just be the most fun part is getting to know them and getting to know their playing style and learning a few things from them. That'll be super exciting, but it'll be fun to celebrate their accomplishments as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then going on with you guys in your regular season and postseason success this year over at Century, just compare and contrast some of the other years on varsity level, and then also just winning the ultimate prize this time.
Yeah, so I mean, in 2023, we didn't have the greatest run throughout our season at state, and I think that was kind of just what we needed. It helped us be a little bit more hungry, I guess, and change a few things that ultimately helped us, and we were able to, like you said, close it out this season. But I think really just it was the culture coming together and knowing that we didn't want to finish the same way we did the year previous. And it was just important for us to change some things and keep improving every day.
For sure. What would you say is something that you've been able to gain from the game of volleyball, whether it was through a mentor player that you've been with for a while or through a coach? What is something that the game has taught you?
I'd say the game has taught me to trust the process, which I think you can apply to all areas of your life, and it's important to apply that to all areas of your life. But through that, I'm able to play volleyball and have fun with it no matter the outcome and no matter how I perform. I usually end up having a great time just being out on the court with my friends and giving it my all, even if it doesn't always end up in my favor.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I mean, kind of along the same lines there, what is some advice that you would pass down to whether it's the players still that'll be at Bismarck or just young volleyball players in general? What is some advice that you would try to pass down to them as someone that's been around the game for a while?
Yeah, I'd say probably the same thing is just to trust the process and focus on that and not the outcome because we can't always control that. But I think if you go into a game or leave a game knowing that you gave it your all, you never you can always find a way to be successful in that, and you can walk off knowing that you did everything you could. But yeah, results don't happen overnight, so it's important to put in the work and know that each bad rep ultimately helps you when you do get that good rep too.
Yeah, well said. And then more player profile-y type question here. Was there any pregame tradition or just game day routine that you kind of had around volleyball season?
Yeah, I usually spend like an hour or two alone before a game. I usually pray, I journal, and I read an excerpt from a book that I really like. But then I also do fun things with my teammates, like dance in the locker room and stuff. And a few teammates and we write something on our hand before every game. So that's really special for me.
Yeah, so cool. And then lastly, just getting to put on the just suit up one more time for this summer with volleyball. What is the feeling going into that? Just knowing that it's kind of not a going away party, but just to celebrate it one last time for everyone this summer.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous. I haven't played in a couple months, but I think a lot of the girls can say the same. So we'll just kind of be getting back into it together and relearning the game together, shaking the rust off. But I'm excited to form new relationships that volleyball has always been able to bring me. But, in the past few years, they've been kind of the same people. I'm excited to expand who I play with.
100%. Well, thank you for stopping by and thanks for filling us in on a little bit more about yourself. We are looking forward to seeing you out there on the court one more time this year.
Thank you. I'm excited.
All right. That is Holland Fitterer joining us from Bismarck Century here on the Your Live Event All-Star pregame show.
Join us here, part of the 2025 North Dakota Optimists Volleyball Series, is Isabel Wendel from the Carrington Cardinals. And for you, Isabel, just what does it mean to be nominated to the Optimists Volleyball Series here your senior year?
Yeah, it's really an honor. I mean, there's so many great volleyball players in both Class A and Class B. And I was kind of shocked to be considered one of those candidates, but I was grateful nonetheless.
And what's one thing when you saw the roster that came out? Is there anybody in particular that you're looking to have on your team or someone you're looking forward to get to meet, after a couple of practices and a couple matches coming up here?
Yeah, there's a lot of familiar names, and I'm just really excited to get to know a lot of new people. I'm used to playing across the net from these girls, and I'm sure they feel the same. And it'll just be fun to get to know them and have them on my team.
Take us through your favorite volleyball memory. What's one or two that kind of jumps off the page for you?
Well, one that really stands out is just having the opportunity to play with my older sister Kennedy, my freshman and sophomore year. And I guess going along with that, my sophomore year in the Region 3 tournament, we took the number one ranked team Linton into 5 sets in the regional championship. And I think that really surprised a lot of people, and we even kind of surprised ourselves. But we came in as an underdog and gave a good fight. So
make your way through. You're heading to the University of Jamestown to continue to play volleyball down in the Buffalo City. So what just made Jamestown be the right fit, both from an academic point of view, but also from the volleyball perspective here?
Yeah, it's a really nice campus, and I'm from a smaller school, and I really appreciate the small class sizes and the chance for a lot of one-on-one learning opportunities, and that's kind of what made me choose it academically. And on the athletic standpoint, I've been connected with the University of Jamestown volleyball program for a long time. My oldest sister, Madison, actually played there, I think, from 2014 through 2018. So I got to know head coach John Hegerly and all his assistants, and I've gone to many camps and summer opportunities. And it's just, I love the way that the team connects with each other and bonds with each other. There's just nothing like it that I've seen. And I'm really grateful to be a part of that culture.
And you're making your way to Division II coming up, as well as the Jimmies go from the NAI to Division II. But was there any sister, I would say, recruiting, so to speak, when you were kind of looking? Did she say, "Hey, stay close to home, where you kind of know what's familiar"? Anything
Right.
come to mind?
Yeah, I would say so. She really, really loves their program, and she's made so many new friends, and she can never stop talking about it. And I am grateful that I'll be on that boat next year.
For you, Izzy, if you could go back to your 14-year-old self or talk with someone who would be in a similar shoes that wants to climb the ladder and possibly play, collegiately or have a chance to play in an all-star game like this, what would be some words of advice you like to pass down for the next group coming up?
Yeah, if I had to give some words of advice, I'd start with practice everything. It's really important to be well-rounded, and I think a lot of coaches and even spectators can tell if you put your time in to all the aspects of volleyball rather than just focusing on one. And I think the more you focus on one aspect, it even strengthens the other ones as well, whether it's passing, hitting, blocking, setting, anything. I think they all kind of go together and work together, and the better you get at all of them, the better player you're going to become.
For the volleyball perspective, this kind of puts the bow on the high school career, but it gets you ready for college a little bit as well. So, just from the volleyball player's mentality, what are you looking to gain? Having a couple of extra, reps and sets and, opportunities here in the summer as you get ready for what college will bring.
Right. Yeah. This Optimist tournament, as you know, there's so many good players on the squads, and it'll not only help me play at a higher level than maybe I'm used to, just with, being with the best of the best. But it'll help me get used to the feel of playing with people I've never played with before, which is what we're all going to be going through when fall comes around. So I'm excited to get a jump start onto my college career.
When it goes through superstitions as a team or as an individual, a favorite pregame meal, listening to a certain song, anything of that nature come to mind for you as an individual for the team?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we always have our, pregame jam session, which I'm sure a lot of people do. But for me, I always drink a bubbler before my games, just for a little extra energy. And I guess for superstition, I always put on my knee pads and shoes on like one specific leg first before the other. And I guess that's a little bit of a superstition, but that's the best one I have. So.
For you, Isabel, when it came to the bubbler, how long ago did that start? And do you have like the same flavor, before every match, so to speak?
Yeah, well, I guess it started when Bubbler kind of blew up. So I would say since I've been like a sophomore, I guess. I don't know. But no, it's just whatever we have at home. I'm not picky. I like them all.
Yeah, last thing for you, Isabel, here, just from a volleyball player's trait, talking with that next generation coming up, is there an area of the game? I know you kind of said just work on everything, but is there one area that someone could particularly elevate themselves to have a chance to play, varsity sooner rather than later? Is there one area of the game that someone should really focus in on if they're trying to become a better volleyball player?
Yes, I think passing is the most important aspect of volleyball. You can't do anything else if you don't have a solid um, passing team. And actually, that's the reason I got on the court when I was a freshman. I worked my way eventually to become like a setter slash hitter my last few years of high school. But in the beginning, I got to the spot I was at because of my passing abilities.
Isabel, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations again, and best of luck here at the University of Jamestown coming up in the fall.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Welcome everyone to the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Show. I've got Jamie Zastoupil here with me from Bismarck Century. And Coach, take me through just the season that you guys were able to have and scoring the ultimate prize at the end.
Yeah, we had such a fun group. We knew coming in we were going to be returning quite a few. We had kind of a setback the year before, not finishing probably how we wanted, met with a lot of illness, adversity, but you could tell it just left this group really hungry and excited for the next season. Our goal was really just to not dwell on how we finished the previous season, but what we could accomplish here. And they wanted more all the time. Can we come in on Saturday? Does practice have to end? They just wanted more, and it's a really special group. Not every year is this way with this group. I mean, win or lose, it's great to win a championship, but this group was really special in the fact that they just wanted more, and it was never a chore for them. It was never a battle to get them to work. They just always wanted to compete.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why my camera is just shut off, but continue on just some of the players that contributed for you and for this group this year. You have a couple of them coming to this All-Star series, but just who were some of the main contributors to this run that you guys went on?
I think Adriana Backman was a huge one. She was invited to play but couldn't, so she's not on the roster, but she was a sixth rotation player for us, a returning outside, and she just carried a lot of the responsibility, I think, with this group, being somebody who had been on the court probably the most out of anybody. And she's very much a lead by example. She's not super vocal, but she just always kind of brought that competitive edge. Holland Fitterer, who you'll see here in the All-Star match, she is probably one of the sweetest yet most feisty liberos I've ever coached. She's definitely a really nice kid, but she is just a competitor on the floor and really smart. Addie Clemene is playing for us as well. And both of those two are going to go on to play at Concordia. But that she just, I mean, wherever we needed her in her career in high school, whether it was on the right side, the middle, she brings a huge, huge block. And she just kind of is that silent knight, we kind of thought. She just, maybe not the loudest kid on the floor, but she just had such a huge impact for us. God, I could go on about all of them. We had Maddie Wolf, who was a huge impact, a big force of energy for us. Hope Bauman in the back row for us. Jocelyn Kilberg, great setter. She was huge in just bringing that level of consistency and that just the smarts that a setter needs. We had Kaden Stewart on the outside. Man, she had to really fight through a lot. She had 2 injuries at the end of the season and just fought through it and played through it and just had a great state tournament for us. Kyle, you're putting me on the spot. I'm not sure if I hit all of our seniors. We had 7, but just really great kids. And then, returning for us, we're going to have Sylvia Taylor, huge for us. Right side, outside, I don't know where we're going to put her. Alexis Heinley in the middle for us. She's got a vertical that's just crazy. And Abby Fosland as a setter. So those 3 will be coming back, and we're looking to push through another great season.
Yeah, that's a good problem when you have that many names to talk about.
Yep.
So speak to the talent of just this all-star class that you're going to be seeing here, of course, with a couple of your players, like you mentioned, but just adding in even Class B and just everyone that you're going to see here.
This new system that we used to do East versus West. Now we've got the red and the blue, but man, when we were drafting that, it was really hard because we try to go by position and try to split them up equally. And there's just so much talent, both East, West, Class A, Class B. I think it's just going to be incredible, the level that you're going to see be played. And then as a coach, to get to coach with these people, I mean, they're all great coaches. And just the ability to be able to be on the same floor with these guys. And I always look forward to this. It's a great week and it's fun. And the Optimists really take care of us and do a great job with it.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you looking forward to most as a coach about this? Just getting to it's kind of a relaxed environment, but also the fun competitiveness. What are you trying to instill in the players for the little time that you have with them?
I think just to have a really great experience, to be able to allow them to just play freely, not be afraid of making a mistake, not being intimidated by anybody, but just to be able to have a lot of fun. Of course, we always want to make it competitive. And I mean, these coaches you have are just as competitive as the players. They want to win too. But I think just making it a really fun week. For some of these players, it might be the last time that they play competitively. For some of these, they're going to go on and play in college. We just want this to be a great experience and allow them to showcase what they're capable of.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to seeing everyone back on the floor, and we're looking forward to seeing you back out there coaching. So thanks for taking some time and just kind of previewing the series with us.
Yes, well, thanks for having me. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. That's Jamie Zastoupil joining us for the Optimist All-Star Preview Show.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.